Yo, and welcome to Shooting the Soil. Alright, today we're looking at some of my static compost that I have. It's got a Johnson suit style that I've put a whole bunch of diverse stuff, including kitchen scraps, bunch of wood from the property, leaves, grass trimmings, mixed it up real good. And it is about 9 months mature, almost 10 months. And they say a year is complete, but I've also put some accelerants in it, such as EM1, JMS, and so that's going to speed it up a little bit. And, alright, we're right up here at the top corner, and we're also all of a sudden seeing quite a few fungal hyphae. Right off the bat, that's a good sign. That's the whole idea of the static compost, so you don't turn it and you get more hyphae developing. And let's shoot in here. Oh wait, where are we at? 40x right now. Let's go into 100 here. Get readjusted. Oh, there we are. Alright, so now we're in at 40x. And that's a pretty nice looking hyphae. Well, you always see the most bacteria, and occasionally we see a nematode. But if you take consideration that one drop of soil, if you see one nematode, then a 10-gallon amount of soil would be about, somewhere around, I think it's like 1.7 million nematodes floating around in that soil. So that's what I always kind of want to see. It's just, one big guy or maybe one rotifer, preferably a nematode. They're more facultative. But when we go in here to 400x, let's do that now. We'll see all the bacteria. Alright, so now we see everything wiggling around. We got a nice little bacillus shape there. The round ones are cocci. And then we got fungal hyphae over here. Nice looking fungal hyphaes. So that's what we want to see in a static compost. Where hot compost that you turn all the time won't have quite as much fungi, but will typically have a little bit more bacteria and predators of bacteria. It's like the rotifers, the ciliates, and stuff like that. And it is winter here in New England, so it's nice to see nice, good fungal hyphae. I'd be surprised, I'm going to guess that most of the rotifers and nematodes are sleeping because it has been freezing the last couple of days here. We just had, it got down to -5 on that super cold stretch not too long ago, maybe 5 to 7 days ago. Looks like a yeast or maybe a small amoeba right there. This kind of looks like a fungospore, but it kind of looks to be wiggling. But shape of fungospore. Alright, take a look at this little fungi hyphae. Not too bad. Oh, we got a testate amoeba. See if we can get a better look at what's inside of them. Yep. That's a good sign. They're a good anaerobe or aerobic organism, facultative aerobic organism, meaning they like oxygen. Alright, so nice little brown fungal spore. Yeah, right there in the middle. Alright, take a little gander down this way. Might be a piece of a nematode, but probably just oh, that's a nice little football-shaped spore. Yeah, not too bad for taking a winter sample so far. Oh, another amoeba. Nice, that's what we want to see. The idea of the static compost is we're going to see more of those aerobic, oxygen-liking organisms, like the amoebas. Alright. Yeah, feel free to ask any questions. Answer them to the best of my ability. Been basically switched from the organic bottle method, the beginning of 2022, right at the end of 2021, and have been switching to the regenerative living soil. Ooh, all sorts of amoebas here. Kind of want to get a little bit better shading. So anyway, what I was saying, feel free to ask any questions about regenerative soil. Oh look, we spotted I think that's a flagellate. Little protozoa in the protozoa family. Oh wow. That's this squirrely DNA looking strand here. That's kind of interesting looking. Every once in a while I see them. But, let's get a little focus on that flagellate. Bumble around. Or he's pretty big. He might be some other type of protozoa. Maybe a cilia. Some type of ciliate. A pretty big flagellate right there. But it could be. But anyway, it's a protozoa. He's in the protozoa family. It looked like he had one single cilia, which the flagellates usually have. But they're good to see. It's nice to have predators. You need that full balance. Oh yeah, we wanted to look at this different look at amoeba. These look like kind of like tests. Well, they don't have that flat spot on them. They're not naked amoebas. They're still in their shell, which is to be expected since it's, what is it? It was about between 35 and 40 today. And this is another type of amoeba here. I think this is just something stuck to him. I don't think that's a feature. I think it's just a round egg-shaped amoeba. Not too shabby. So far, it's looking like something I can't wait to put on my soil come spring. I gotta look into a little bit more exactly what spirillum looks like, but I think spirillum is usually smaller than that. Kind of like a snake spiraling around through there, and I think they're more movable. I could be wrong. That's interesting. I wonder if this is the big extended amoeba. Looks like it has double cell walls. Stuff inside of it. It'd just be a big old amoeba. Kind of looks that way. Pretty sure. Nice aggregate. Oh. Interesting looking. Huh. Are you an organism or are you an aggregate? You're moving. I think this is an organism. Kind of looks like that amoeba that has the foot at the bottom. Or also, rotifers have that foot that attaches to something, and then they would spin around their cilia, but it's different than any sort of rotifer that I've seen with those internals there. That's really interesting. It's moving too much. It's definitely an organism. Wow. Anyone ever see anything like that? What's this guy? Can't see any really mouth part features over here where you would, if it was a rotifer, you'd expect to see a mouth unless his head's all squished up from our perspective. Well, that's why microscopy is fun, because you never know what you're going to find. Pretty wild looking. Alright. Seeing all sorts of... So, yeah, that was more of a size of a small flagellate. What, the little quick stuff right there. There it is. They're tough to spot because they swim up and down in that super thin layer between the slide and the cover slide. So they're hard to get in focus. But let's continue our scan here. Lots of little fragillates. So that might be an Arcella amoeba. Very dark though. So it could be a big spore. That's a fungal spore. That's a fungal spore. All sorts of spores. We got some other, so could be a root hair or plant matter, but see, so this one would be not ideal, somewhat concerning, but looks pretty frayed down here, so it's leading towards plant matter and not, a harmful fungi. Pretty frayed over here too. And then right here, that strand is a good beneficial. That one we're not worried about. But not even worried about this one, because since we're seeing so many more of these, nature should balance things out, and the good ones will outcompete. As long as we keep everything happy and balanced. Alright. What we got here? Oh. That kind of looks more like plant matter breaking down. Oh, we got one of these little... Oh, what are these? So this is... Oh, no. I think it's part of that hyphae. Small clear hyphae strands. Never the best, but to be expected in a compost pile. Just don't want to see a lot of them. And right there we got a little round critter. Maybe... I think it's an amoeba. It could be some organism in a little cyst. Alright, let's see what else we got. Yep, another amoeba. Lots of amoebas. Plant matter. Piece of some plant matter that we're light shining through. Alright, anything else cool to look at here? Very cool. Alright, well, let's jump out to 100x. And we got a dark field filter here. So let's switch over to that. Open the light all the way up. Make sure we're on the brightest. Close, but we're going to go to manual settings. On the camera, that is. And just about there. A little more light. Alright, so now a lot of the microbiology will actually, especially the bigger biology, will glow. And we'll hopefully be able to spot them better as we scan around. And it just looks really cool. Alright, let's see if we can find anything big moving around in there. That's something probably on the top of the cover slide. Alright. Scanning down towards the bottom. See if we see any big critters moving around. Oh, we actually need to push the slide a little bit more up so we can get down towards the bottom. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I love dark field how the fungal hyphae glow too. Phosphoresce different colors. Can't wait to get a better scope with epifluorescence. So, like, subscribe, share, help me get there. Early. And let's see. Got an air bubble. Let's go back up. There's fungal hyphae there. Definitely happy with the amount of fungi that I'm seeing here. Oh yeah, good idea. Yep, I'm all the way up. I'm as close as possible. I think I was actually like a millimeter down. Made it a little bit better moving it up. Let's see. Oh. What just happened? We lost our focus. There we go. Yeah, plastic dark field filter kind of needs a little push every once in a while. There's an amoeba glowing, so we want to find a snake-like thing glowing like that and wiggling around. Let's see if we can find a nematode. Even though it's winter, they're probably chilling out. Wow, that hyphae's growing very, very brightly. That's pretty neat. Oh, keep on getting this spot. Stop that. Stay. Alright. Thanks, B. Alright. Seeing more amoebas. Probably a root there. That's a nice dark field filter. Way to DIY it. I bought the cheap Amazon plastic one. Works okay. I tried to cut a circle out of tape and I didn't have much luck, but I just think I didn't get the diameter right. If I had gotten the diameter right, I think it would have worked. But it's tough to dial it in with different microscopes. I don't think it's not quite all the same. And then it makes it even more different when you put a camera on top and not using the eyepieces. So one thing I'm sad about is I can't get 400x dialed in black field. It's just not quite enough light with this microscope for it to come through. Big chunk of plant matter. That's a little piece of a leaf right there. Breaking down. Alright. Oh, we got a green phosphorescing hyphae, but as we move around, we can see it's also phosphorescing brown. Ooh, that's a nice big hyphae. See good septums. Yeah, I could already know if we switched over to dark field, this would be a nice dark brown golden color. Switched over to light field. Did I say dark field or light field? We're in dark field now. Light field is what we were in before, where everything's all bright. Alright, let's see if we can find any big critters. Even though we just pulled this out of a Pretty cold pile. But, yep, seeing hyphae everywhere. Definitely happy about that. Gotta love the static pile. Yep. Not moving, but very nematode shape there. Despite not seeing any internals. Let's try to find something moving here. But got a good feeling that it's pretty unlikely, being how cold it is outside. But more hyphae. Yay. That's a big strand. I didn't do the actual soil temp, but it's been super cold. Like, we were just -5 not too long ago, so I would guess right now the soil in the compost is probably 40, 45. Warmed up probably to 60 while I had it inside for an hour and put room temperature water in it. And now we're probably, right around 65. Be my guesstimate. Getting a little bit busier on the slide up to the top. Maybe we'll find an organism. But still seeing, yep, more amoebas everywhere. I think it's the most amount of amoebas I've seen in my compost. So far, anyway. Yep. Another one. Let's keep going and see if we can find anybody else. Another amoeba. I think that's one. Oh, definitely getting enough oxygen in there. We could be assured of that just by what we're seeing. Alright. Let's go back down. That might be a big Arcella. I don't know what the super bright white glowing thing is over there. Kind of want to zoom in on that, but at the same time, I kind of want to finish my scan. Alright, let's keep going. I don't want to switch out of dark field just yet. Yep, seeing more good hyphae. Oh, that's a cool looking one. Nice glowing edges. Any big organisms? We're seeing big amoeba, but not any quick moving stuff. Like, oh, that's got to be something, even though it's not moving. Kind of looks just like a chopped up nematode. It's all broken up. I think that's a dead one. But at least we know they're in there somewhere. We'll find one eventually. Maybe not in this slide. Maybe not till it warms up in the spring, but we'll find them. Where are we at in the slide? We probably got one more up and one more down. Yeah, a lot of cool looking stuff. Definitely love looking at compost. Another amoeba, another amoeba. Tons of amoebas. More hyphae. It's a nice big fat one too. Perfect. Okay, yeah, alright. Now I saw one of these the other day. What the heck is this? It's got these little spikes. Instead of like segments, it's a spiky hyphae. That is the second one I have seen. And it looks even scarier. Alright, we're just about done with the slide. Yeah, I'm gonna switch out of dark field, go to light field. Here, I'll adjust my settings so I don't blind you guys first. But yeah, look how I've never seen a picture of anything like this straight spiky segment, and this is the second one I've seen around here. Alright, we're gonna need less light. Alright, pull out the dark field filter. Oh, come on, dark field filter. Out of there. Let's see. Throw on some shade. Well, it doesn't quite look like the spiky thing that I... Similar. No, it's different. Same kind of shape with the segments. But the other one had like dark... It was more uniform. Huh. Weird stuff. Definitely, drop a comment. I don't know if it could be some kind of root or something that would look like that. It's pretty long and narrow. That'd be a pretty small root. We are at 100x right now. It's a long little root hair. It's not a hyphae, but it's a very complex, little spiky, weird thing. I saw one other thing similar just recently in some compost. Alright, so we'll finish off our little scan here in the bright field at 100x. Just gotta go up to the top. Oh, it already looks like the slide's drying out. Whole bunch of hyphae strands all over the place right there. Another one. All sorts of hyphae. Sweet. We like lots of hyphae. Another one of those Arcella amoebas, I do believe. Could also be confused for a cysted organism, but thought we had some motion, but that's just our slide drying. Alright, we got time for one more scan. Oh yeah. So many fungal strands. Yes. We did it. We're getting there. Wow, all over the place. All coming out of that organic matter. I did not think the slide was going to look all that good. Yeah, like this piece right here, that could definitely be insect part. And yeah, with the spiky leg, yeah, that could be. That is a good suggestion. That is could be like an antenna or a leg. That is probably what that is. Piece of an arthropod. Oh, there we go. I knew we were gonna find one. Hello, nematode. Or nematode, as I like to say. I said nematode, damn it. I'm team nematode. Alright. And there we go. We got found one nematode. Let's we're gonna go into 400. Get a little bit more light. Bring the ISO up 640. More light. Yeah, right about there. Let's see if we can get a decent look at them. This is the hardest part because they're always moving around like this. But usually, see how he's attaching himself and kind of flailing about? I feel like that's motion of a bacterial feeder. And as we look at his head, we don't want to see a spike. Ooh, I see that little kind of heart-shaped gland. I just got a quick glimpse of it. So at the moment, I'm leaning bacterial feeder. Whoa, hold still. They're fun to look at. But hard to get in focus. Because they move around so much. Got the fungi in focus. But where'd you go? He's over here doing something. There we go. Yeah, I don't see any spike in his head. Trying to get a closer look. But, he moved away again. Yeah, I've learned that sometimes it looks like they have a spike in their head, but that's just their esophagus, like their mouth. Or throat, I mean. But the really easy way to tell is the fungi and root feeding nematodes. When they bend, their spike doesn't move. So it's like when they bend, the spike stays straight. And bacterial feeders, even though it might look like a spike, it's just their throat and it will bend with them. So I think that's a good telltale sign. Oh, he's moving a little bit slower. Stay. So hard to get focus on. Yeah, well. Yeah, we'd have to get us. Oh, close. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bacterial feeder. I would say 90% certain. Plus, looking at what he's eating down here, looks a lot like bacteria. Anyways, take a little poke around here. Yeah, the arthropods are good predators. If you got a lot of bacteria to spare, they'll get things cycling. So many amoeba. Little one, big amoeba. But yeah, pretty happy the way the old Johnson Sioux style static compost is going. Seeing fungal spores, amoeba, hyphae, pretty much in every frame. Go over here, we see a flagellate, see an amoeba, small one. Kind of looks like a fungal spore. Could just be the tip of that. But got a super dark fungal hyphae. Nice septa in there. Let's follow it. Come out the other side of that plant matter breaking down. Nope. Disappeared in there somewhere. Alright, well, pretty happy with the way things are looking here. Oh, yeah, flame them to slow them down. Usually, I just like to either wait or just take some video and then I can freeze frame it. But throwing some fire under there does work. Another cool, different type of fungal spore there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be putting on some of my tomatoes. I got some Matt's Wild Cherry Tomatoes that I've saved, or cherry tomato seeds that I've saved. So this will be the third season that the typical Matt's Wild Cherry Tomato strand that you can find out there is going to be grown locally. So hopefully they'll be even better as they get more and more used to my environment. As they learn and pass down that genetic information. Alright. Well, yeah. Definitely happy with my compost. Hope you guys, got gained a little bit and some experience of some stuff that you want to see in your compost. Definitely, tag me in the comments or share any of your samples, because that's the whole reason why I started this channel, is not seeing much microscopy of actual garden soil that people were working with, and trying to share, grow all our experience, and get better at assessing our garden and our soil health by one of the best tests that we could possibly do, in my opinion, being just looking at it under the microscope. It's a whole new way of seeing things, and kind of changes your whole perspective on things once you start learning how these guys work down here, like a stomach, and similar to our own gut biome. And if these guys do their work down there and we let them do their work, they'll make our plants nice and healthy, which will in turn make us nice and healthy and get a diverse gut biology that only helps us get more nutrients and health from what we're eating. It's kind of an amazing cycle, and I think it's really cool. And any last questions before we call it a night here? Be happy to answer. If not, definitely drop them in the comments. I get back to people pretty quickly because we're still a small channel. And hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And we're excited for spring. Gonna do some expansion in the garden. Hoping to get much more professional looking situation out there and get a lot more harvest than we did last year. Step things up a little bit and grow some nice, super healthy, nutritious food that tastes better than just about anything you can find, unless you grow it yourself. Yeah. It's pretty amazing what you could do in the regenerative way, and how all these guys actually prevent pests and disease on your plants as well. Yeah, look at those flagellates going around there. Supplying nutrients, providing protection, providing health. What's this moving? Little ciliate. Wiggling about through there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I definitely like hit up my website if you want me to scope your sample. Yeah, send me an email. You can find that on my website, shootingthesoil.com. Been looking into how valuable it is to ship, and if we get an accurate representation. And so far, it's looking pretty good from my tests and what other people are saying. That even if you ship it and it gets a little too cold, or as long as it's within a reasonable frame of time from when you took it, we should get a pretty good sample. Yeah. So that's a little silly wiggling around there. He's probably going to get a lot bigger. Probably just waking up as we got a couple of days that aren't freezing. Oops, wrong way. Now he's slowed down and just slinking around. But yeah, I would definitely like to see more soils, because that's how we get more experience. It's just like looking in your garden and being like, oh, plants need this, they don't have enough water, they get too much sun. We can see that, but we can't see this without a microscope. And this tells us so much more or not so much more, but just as much, if not more, than just going out in the garden and observing your plants. It's all about what you see, what you observe, and that's how we get better and grow better. All right. Yeah, well, I don't know. I use a lot of hand warmers, and they usually don't last, that long. So if you're doing like a 3 to 5 day shipping, but I mean, it couldn't hurt. But they usually only last like, good hand warmer, 3 hours or so. But maybe if you're not, rubbing it around in your pocket every 5-10 minutes because you're cold. Maybe if just shaken slightly in the shipping process, the reaction would last a little bit longer. But yeah, so far it hasn't really impeded the samples all that much. May knock out the nematodes and the arthropods, and might be a little too cold for them. But I've stuck a sample in the fridge, thawed it out, and I've really saw no difference between the one that I froze and the one that I didn't freeze, besides the fact that I didn't see anything bigger moving. But I saw same amount of bacteria, same amount of fungi. Everything else looked the same. So, yeah. I think shipping's pretty feasible. Just might stop the really active ones from moving about. Like the nematode. I think it would just throw off nematode, arthropod, big ciliates, but protozoa seem to wake up pretty quick, the little guys. They thaw right back out and go right back to town. Anyway, alright. So I think that's a wrap, guys. Well, I wish you all the best. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Always hit those buttons, and would be much appreciated. And we will catch you on the next one. Happy growing, and happy diving into the soil on the microscope if you got one. And yeah, catch you on the flip side.